President Donald Trump is facing a lot of mocking on social media after he announced his order to shoot down Iranian gunboats if they harass our naval forces. Shoot down. Here's the tweet in question. I have instructed the United States Navy to shoot down and destroy any and all Iranian gunboats if they harass our ships at sea. Yes, we're going to shoot down those famous Iranian flying gunboats. Really? All right. So now here's the thing, right? Donald Trump's approval rating among seniors is the one thing that is crashing, and it's doing so because of coronavirus, right? So what does he do? Well, he starts making some aggressive moves on Iran. So we're gonna shoot down your boats. Your boat. We're gonna shoot them down with our invisible plane. Remember, this is a guy who thought stealth fighters literally turn invisible. They're invisible to radar, not literally. They don't have a cloaking device like a Klingon bird of prey. All right, that's not what happens here. Okay, stealth fighters just absorb radar, right? And so they don't bounce it off to go back to the radar tower because that's how you detect things via radar. Well, I'm not sure if it absorbs it or refracts it in a way where it doesn't go back to the radio. Anyway, that's a more sciencey discussion on how radar actually works. That's not what we're doing here. All right? We're going to make fun of Donald Trump, okay? So that's what this is about. So look, his approval rating is bad as I mentioned, because his coronavirus response is absolutely disastrous. And so nothing works better than, again, trying to provoke a war in the Middle East, at least according to the media, because the media always gets a hard on when it comes to war. And so already CNN and MSNBC are probably like, I can't believe he's so presidential right now, threatening to shoot down these Iranian warboats. Right. And the other thing, of course, that he tried to do is an immigration order. So banning immigrants, campaign strategy, being tough on Iran, another campaign strategy. I wonder if it's going to work. We'll see what happens. But he's basically throwing everything he can, including the kitchen sink, right, out there so that he can distract from his terrible, terrible job as president. And despite the serious implications of a possible military conflict in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, those are two things that you generally don't want to have at the same time. Social media at least is going to lighten the mood a bit by mocking the president, and I'm all for it. Because if we can't laugh, we would cry. Let's just say that. So let's start with a couple of responses. One here is from Josh Marshall. These must be flying gunboats. Very devious. Yes. And you know how we know that they're flying gunboats? Well, because Donald Trump, he heard about it. Some people are saying that they fly. Some people are saying nobody knows flying gunboats like me. I'm an expert on flying boats. Okay, anyway. Nobody knows more about boats than I do. Oh, okay. Anyway, Southpaw says, shoot those boats out of the sky. Colonel Morris Davis, a military expert, says, seems our stable military genius Trump is unaware that you shoot down things that fly, not things that float. Decent trial lawyer says, Iran has flying boats? I thought you said our military has the best equipment. Oh, but it was depleted during Obama, and now we're undepleting it. We're gonna buy more invisible planes, and we're gonna buy more stuff to shoot down flying boats. That's what we're gonna do. Robert Reynolds says, shoot down the boats. Dementia on display. Look, I'm generally somebody who seems to be worried about Joe Biden, but we also have somebody currently in the White House whose brain is also turning to mush, and deteriorating before our very eyes. And that's, of course, this guy. Walter Schaub said, when the U.S. Navy is done shooting down boats, will it have time to shoot down the flocks of coronavirus? Very good question indeed. Or what we could do is just turn off the 5G towers. Just flip the switch from Corona to 5G, right? Because that's the entire problem. No, all that's ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. And finally, my own addition to this, of course, is one does not simply just shoot down a boat. You just don't. But as fun as this is, of course, I cannot help wonder, and in the back of my mind, where the existential dread is right now, what will get us first? Will it be coronavirus or Donald Trump's rampant stupidity? Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.